If you're a big fan of Blackpink, you shouldn't miss this great movie. The movie is set against the backdrop of 1987 in Seoul. Young Ro was a Hosu Women's University student, a highly disciplined school with strict rules. She is a smart, beautiful, gentle girl loved by her friends. Her father, Eun Chang-soo, was the third-ranking member of the ruling party. He was attending a loyalty meeting with the president but encountered his rival, Nam Tae-il, the secretary-general and the second-in-command of the ruling party, who looked down on him. Nam Tae-il knows how to please the president and is provocative towards Eun Chang-soo. Meanwhile, the wives of the ruling party members had a private gathering. Nam Tae-il's wife, Cho Seong-sim, was proud and often mocked Eun Chang-soo's wife, Hong A-ra. Ahn Kyung-hee's wife, Choi Mi-hai, constantly flattered Cho Seong-sim, leaving Hong A-ra, a former actress, feeling criticized. The infamous Black Tiger, Lee Kong-moo, was picked up from the airport by a driver who tried to engage him in conversation, but Lee's icy demeanor silenced him. Female agent Jang Han-na brought compromising photos of government officials to Ahn Kyung-hee, the head of the search bureau and Eun Chang-soo's subordinate. Ahn Kyung-hee informed Jang Han-na that Lee Kong-moo had returned, making her tense. She tried calming herself by washing her face with cold water before joining a meeting where Lee Kong-moo discussed the Daedonggang No. 1 incident. 2 years ago in Germany, while chasing Daedonggang No. 1, one of their agents, Jin Sung, was killed. He was determined to catch the person responsible. When everyone volunteered to join him, Jang Han-na shot a hole in the screen and asked if she could join, shocking everyone. Ahn Kyung-hee was furious but had to acknowledge her talent and recommended her to Lee Kong-moo. The girls went shopping, and Hae-ryung's admirer publicly proposed to her. They rushed back to the dormitory before curfew, and despite some chaos they returned. The dormitory guard and Boon Ok saw Young Ro running back, and the dormitory guard locked the door to avoid catching her. Boon Ok pretended to see a mouse to distract the director, allowing Young Ro to climb through a window. Ms. Pai, suspecting something was amiss, inspected the room but found everyone in place, warning them again about curfew. Young Ro retrieved her rice cakes from the gate guard, apologized to Boon Ok for the trouble, and promised to lend her an English version of Romeo and Juliet. That night, room 207 was filled with singing and dancing. Woo Guangtai called looking for Hae-ryung but spoke with Young Ro, who agreed to a group date, pleasing him. They needed one more person, so they roped in their dorm mate Soo-ho. Hae-ryung reluctantly agreed to join, making Young Ro happy. Boon Ok was also to replace one of the girls for the date. The next day, the boys arrived early, but the girls had not arrived yet. Soo-ho kills time by arranging matchsticks to form a house. When the girls appeared, one of them accidentally moved the table, causing the matchsticks to fall. Both Soo-ho and Young Ro hurriedly caught it, accidentally touching hands. At this moment, they started to secretly like each other. They sat down and started playing a game. The girls would choose each item the boys placed on the table to pair up. Soo-ho expected Young Ro to select the paper crane. However, Boon Ok quickly grabbed it before Young Ro could choose. This made both of them feel unhappy. After the date ended, Young Ro went to the bookstore. She listened to a song and felt happy and excited when remembering Soo-ho. She sang along to the music without noticing that everyone around her was paying attention to her. Soo-ho happened to come to the bookstore and caught her lovely moment. She was embarrassed and hurriedly ran out, accidentally bumping into Soo-ho. She was surprised because he didn't go on a date with Boon Ok. He said he was quite busy and asked her back. She also replied that she was quite busy, too. She was embarrassed and ran to the counter to pay, forgetting that she had not taken the CD. When she paid, there was no money in her wallet. Soo-ho had been paying attention to her every move. After that, he bought it for her and hurriedly left. Young Ro chased after him to give him back when he suddenly saw the patrol looking for someone. He quickly hid in the alley and they arrived. Young Ro pretended to scold his lover for being betrayed. He suddenly hugged her, making the soldiers leave without suspecting anything. Young Ro said fearfully that her big brother had been arrested at a protest. Soo-ho understood and sympathy with her. He was going to invite her to dinner but found out someone was following him. He immediately gave her the CD and thanked her before leaving. Young Ro returned to her room, turned on the music, and immersed herself in happiness. That evening, Soo-ho and his teammates saw the professor struggling with a flat tire. He offered to let the professor ride with him. On the way to escape from ANSP, another car suddenly crashed into Soo-ho's car, injuring everyone. Reluctantly, he and comrade Ju escaped. Facing intense pursuit, Soo-ho ran into the Hosu Women's School. climbed through the window of a random room, and passed out. Young Ro was the first to return to her room, and she found a man lying unconscious. She fearfully approached and was shocked to see that it was Suho. At that moment, Lee Kong-moo and his team were about to enter the dorm forcibly. Young Ro urgently tried to clean up bloodstains. Luckily, her roommates helped tidy up the room. Ms. Pai ordered all doors locked and no one to enter or leave. The students complied and returned to their rooms. The girls of room 207 were shocked and scared when they saw the unconscious man, knowing they would be expelled if discovered. Jang Han-na pointed a gun at Ms. Pai's head, demanding she open the door, but Ms. Pai refused, insisting on locking the doors. Jang Han-na was about to hit Ms. Pai, but Lee Kong-moo stopped her, warning Ms. Pai that she might be the next to be captured. Suho woke up to find himself in the girls' dormitory, surrounded by them. As he planned to leave, he saw Lee Kong-moo searching for him downstairs. Following the blood trail, Lee Kong-moo accurately pinpointed room 207 and ordered Sungjun to call for reinforcements. Meanwhile, Jang Han-na presented a search warrant to Ms. Pai. Everyone gathered outside room 207, and Lee Kong-moo, worried about Suho escaping, kicked the door open. He focused on the windows, missing the bloodstains on the floor, which Ms. Pai noticed. Hai Ryung hid the blood-soaked cloths in her clothes, attracting Sungjun's suspicion, but she pretended to be humiliated and screamed, prompting Jang Han-na to pull Sungjun away in displeasure. The girls moved Suho to the sauna, pretending to bathe, and sat on the chairs. Jang Han-na burst in, scaring Sol Hee into tears. Blood flowed from the box under Suho's chair, but Young Ro quickly stepped on it. She righteously blamed Jang Han-na for scaring Sol Hee by barging in with a gun, forcing Jang Han-na to leave. Young Ro hid Suho in a wardrobe. Suho was grateful, but she said it was to repay him for the tape. With the presidential election approaching, Eun Chong-soo needed to practice cooperation with North Korea. Since Daedonggang No. 1 wasn't caught, Eun Chong-soo ordered Ahn Kyung-hee to stop the capture, frustrating Lee Kong-moo. Ahn Kyung-hee reminded him not to ruin their plans and told Jang Han-na to keep an eye on the professor. Ahn Kyung-hee tortured Suho's captured accomplice, demanding to know why they were looking for Professor Han. Still, the accomplice committed suicide by poison, shouting, "Long live the Republic." Young Ro convinced her roommates and the gatekeeper to help transfer Suho. The gatekeeper believed Ms. Pai was uncooperative to protect student protesters. He led them to a cold storage room on the 4th floor. Seeing flashlights outside, they hastily closed the curtains. Young Ro bandaged Suho's wound, feeling flustered as he gazed at her thoughtfully. For the first time, she woke up early and took a large lunchbox to the cafeteria, attracting the staff's curiosity. She also took the room's only water heater for him. She set a secret code so only Suho would open the door for her. He saw Young Ro brought so much food in reserve and teased her same his mother, making her smile. He asked for a dorm layout to find an escape route, but Young Ro scolded him, saying Ms. Pai was very perceptive. Nam Tae-il visited a female doctor for a checkup, feeling better with normal results. The doctor gave him a gift, reminding him it was his wife's birthday, earning Nam Tae-il's kiss and praise. Young Ro noticed a necklace on Suho and asked if it was from someone special. He tenderly touched the necklace, making Young Ro jealous, and she left quickly. Young Ro's brother, Young Woo, returned from the military, and the girls admired him. Suho felt uneasy seeing Young Ro hug a man. When she came to change his bandage, Suho was unhappy until she explained the man was her brother. Suho explained that the necklace was from his sister, his only family member, who had given it to him when he joined the military. Suho and Young Ro's water use caused a leak down to the rooms on the lower floors. This girl reported it to Ms. Pai. Immediately, Ms. Pai asked the guard to come along to check. He deliberately delayed and made noises for Young Ro and Suho to hear. They were terrified. The dormitory director and the gatekeeper searched the attic storeroom, but Young Ro and Suho hid outside the window, avoiding detection. After checking for a while, the director asked the guard to lock the window again. After the director left, the gatekeeper returned to inform them that she had taken the keys, making future access difficult. Suho, not wanting to burden Young Ro, attempted to leave that night with their help, but it proved too challenging to escape immediately. Cho Seong-sim, Kui Mei-wei, and Hong A-ra visited a fortune-teller who predicted Eun Chong-soo was a true dragon with a dragon pearl but would be harmed by a fierce tiger. To prevent this, a sacrifice of 13 virgins' blood was required. Young Ro planned to fetch some of her brother's clothes for Suho and smuggle him out during a class reunion. She confirmed with the housekeeper that no one would be home the next day and prepared to leave. However, Hong A-ra overheard this call, cancelled her golf plans, and lied about expecting guests at home. Young Ro packed her brother's clothes and shoes but was confronted by her stepmother, who questioned her actions and mocked her for not changing. In anger, Young Ro smashed a family photo, prompting Hong A-ra to slap her. Carrying her brother's belongings, Young Ro left the house. She handed the items to Soo-ho and brought him to the class reunion. As they left the dormitory, they encountered Ms. Pai, who questioned why she brought a stranger. Soo-ho quickly explained that he was curious about the reunion and asked Young Ro to show him around. They hurriedly left after that. At the reunion, Woo Guangtai arrived unexpectedly, causing Sol Hee to hide. While he publicly pursued Hai Ryung, he secretly dated Sol Hee. Another suitor of Hai Ryung, Bing Tai, impressed everyone with his shooting game skills and insisted that Soo-ho join. Soo-ho, intending to leave amidst the chaos, was pulled back by Bing Tai. Hai Ryung tried to stop him, but it was too late. Soo-ho shot the target skillfully, surprising Bing Tai, who asked him for shooting tips. Using the distraction, Soo-ho pulled Young Ro through the crowd to escape. Everyone enjoyed themselves in the hall, with Sol Hee and Woo Guangtai sneaking into the dormitory. Their roommates interrupted their moment, so they moved to the cafeteria to watch Hai Ryung and Bing Tai dance. Their energetic performance energized the crowd. Young Ro was pushed onto the dance floor, and Soo-ho joined her amidst the cheers. They danced together, recalling their past interactions, and their eyes reflected a growing affection. Suddenly snapping back to reality, Young Ro and Soo-ho prepared to leave. Their roommates had a bicycle ready at the entrance, but secret agents were already stationed outside. Pretending to be a couple, Young Ro and Soo-ho rode away, witnessed by Boon Ok. In the nearby woods, Lee Kong-moo found Daedonggang No. 1's gun, confirming Soo-ho's presence at the school. Snow began to fall as Young Ro successfully escorted Soo-ho to the school gate. However, Woo Guangtai, from a nearby cafe, recognized Soo-ho and remembered the police's description of him as a traitor. He called the police, prompting Lee Kong-moo to mobilize his team. Young Ro watched Soo-ho leave, but a bicycle suddenly stopped behind her. Turning around, she saw Soo-ho riding towards her, smiling happily before police rushed to the scene. He approached Young Ro, unfastened his necklace, and put it around her neck. He hoped that by doing so, he could feel a bit less worried. Young Ro, understanding the significance of the necklace to Soo-ho, felt touched and happy. Through the window, Sol Hee saw Young Ro and Soo-ho together. She scolded Woo Guangtai for calling the police. Knowing they were trying to help, Sol Hee quickly ran down to warn Soo-ho, asking him to escape before Lee Kong-moo and his men arrived. When questioned by the police, Woo Guangtai lied, saying he mistook another cyclist for Soo-ho. Lee Kong-moo didn't believe him but left, telling his men to find a way to make Woo Guangtai confess. Woo Guangtai, scared, almost confessed but held back for Sol Hee's sake. While doing laundry with her roommates, Young Ro was preoccupied with thoughts of Soo-ho. Boon Ok confronted her in the dressing room, asking why she had been hiding things and when it all started. Young Ro was confused by Boon Ok's accusations. Boon Ok, feeling deceived, mentioned their last meeting when Soo-ho was supposed to be at the video store. Boon Ok left, thinking about the strange occurrences on the rooftop and suspecting a spy was hiding there. Young Ro shared her encounter with Boon Ok with Hai Ryung and others, worrying that Boon Ok might reveal Soo-ho's identity and bring trouble. Boon Ok then brought Ms. Pai to room 207, who questioned Young Ro about her mistakes. Young Ro, denying everything, was warned by Ms. Pai to tread carefully and focus on exams. After the director left, Boon Ok's knowing smile made Young Ro uneasy. She remembered Soo-ho's clothes were still in the room and decided to store them with the gatekeeper, thanking him for his favorite food. Their conversation was overheard by Boon Ok, who was hiding nearby. Jang Han-na brought lunch to Lee Kong-moo, mentioning that she joined the organization because of a man who had promised to marry her but had disappeared. She even went to Germany searching for him. He seemed affected but pretended indifference. Boon Ok called the police to negotiate about giving information to a spy, but was stopped by Ms. Pai, who scolded the gatekeeper and took Boon Ok to the office. She reprimanded Boon Ok for potentially breaking up families and warned her not everyone labeled as a traitor was guilty. Boon Ok was frightened and left in tears. Miss Pai called the girls from room 207 to her office, threatening to expel them all. Young Ro, terrified, knelt and offered to take all the blame. The director ordered her to move out the next day, warning others to avoid similar incidents. Hai Ryung angrily confronted Boon Ok, accusing her of faking being a university student for matchmaking events. They fought until Miss Pai intervened. Nam Tae-il suggested to Eun Chong-soo that they retrieve items from a secret vault, unknown even to their leader in parliament, to ensure their leader's re-election and secure their future. Meanwhile, Hong A-ra played mahjong with the other wives, feeling uneasy about the talk of sacrificing virgin's blood for Eun Chong-soo's safety. In dorm room 207, the girls cried over Young Ro's departure, but she felt grateful for meeting them. Soo-ho, at a hardware store, was lost in thoughts of Young Ro until interrupted by a colleague. At a church, someone held a gun to Professor Han, demanding to know his son's whereabouts during a 6-month disappearance. He was given a letter and photo from his son, obtained by the CIA. Excited to finally have news of his son, he left the church and was followed by Jang Han-na, who lost him when blocked by an overturned apple cart. Mr. Han was taken to see Soo-ho, with the taxi driver being one of Soo-ho's men in disguise. Soo-ho promised to reunite Mr. Han with his son if he cooperated with North Korea. Sol-hee anxiously waited for Woo Gwangtae, who emerged with injuries. He reassured her that he wasn't a traitor and endured torture to protect her, making her cry and comfort him. They saw a car approaching and hurried back to the school. Bing Tai came looking for Hai Ryung but was interrupted by Mr. Lee's arrival, causing a commotion. The director angrily confronted him, who ignored her and continued searching, encountering a disguised Soo-ho. Despite recognizing each other, Mr. Lee was no match for Soo-ho.